Good afternoon, everyone. This is a video for ticker symbol WFT, or Weatherford. It's a penny stock I'm looking at breaking out soon. I identified it as a ascending triangle breakout, and I've already identified some points of resistance and identified the pattern, so let's look at it. So it's still in consolidation. It made this large move down from 280 down to 21 cents. That is a large move down. Needed to take a breather, consolidate. Maybe things have changed. Current oil prices are changing, so maybe this ran down too far. So things are kind of changing. And as such, it's consolidating its losses as opposed to keep on going straight down. So let's look at it. So you have a trend line going up, and you have a key resistance level. You can kind of see how that makes a triangle, and the idea being that it's going to break up out of this resistance level. It could break down too. However, I personally think it will break up. As such, I used this bottom support level as my entry point, and that was right down here around 50 cents. I was adding around 50, 51, 52. So I was using this support level because I have a bullish bias that it will break to the upside, as an ascending triangle generally is a bullish pattern. So it hasn't broken out yet, but let's talk about the trade setup. The reason why I really like this one is because, say it does break out to the upside, well, where's it going to go to next? The next resistance level that I see would actually be 120. I don't see any other big resistance levels. Feel free to comment below and tell me if you do, but that leaves a lot of room for this to run if it does break out. And given the amount it's declined, it wouldn't be that much to gain back, relative to other penny stocks. And so I think this is within the realm of possibility. It did make a 100% move here. It did it in like 3 days. So considering that this is a bullish chart pattern, if it does break out, if it did the same sort of price action, again, not saying 3 days, but just that kind of move, 100% again would be about 110, 120 by the time it breaks out. So not out of the realm of possibility. And given that there's no support or resistance levels here, I see it happening. And you have some clearly defined levels to the downside that you could look at as key levels for exit. So you use this line as a starting point, and then you look for support levels. I kind of see one here because it touched it, failed, went back up, and then touched it, failed, went back up. And so you can identify this as a support level. Also, if it's going to be touching 50 cents, then that means it's broken down below this trend line. So you would have two reasons to get out of the trade if you're taking 50 cents as a loss level. And that's actually what I did. So I started getting in here, and I'm using 50 cents as my loss level. However, with penny stocks, you never really want to put it right on 50 cents, given that there'll be kind of a large bid on 50 cents. It's really if it breaks through that bid that, okay, now I have to get out. that's assuming you can afford a little more loss. So I set my stop loss at 49.98, right below 50 cents, because if the price is hitting 49.98, then it broke through whatever bid is going to be on 50 cents. So that's how I identified my loss level. I've showed you the upside, showed you the downside, and what you want to think about before taking a trade is, okay, does it make sense to take this trade? So to the downside, I think my average price is about 52 cents. So because then I also started adding to the position once I thought it was breaking out. It actually did break out above 57 cents. I added at 50 cents into the wall that I had there. So my average price is about 52 cents. So right now I'm looking at risking about 2 cents. And what's the upside? Well, it's about 50-60 cents. That's better than a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. That's a 25 or 30-to-1 in there, so I'm perfectly fine with taking this trade. So like I said, ascending triangle after a long bear run, 49.98 as my key level that I'm looking for to the downside, where I set my stop loss. Because it is now below where we would be with the trend line, and that's the prior support level before. Upside 120. So we'll see if it breaks out. I am in the trade. I have about around a $50,000 position. So we'll see. I hope it works out. Get in while you can. Generally under 57 or at 57, unless you're going by the book, and which you should. Wait for it to close above the resistance level, get that confirmation, and then get in. I am in because I am confident that it's going to break to the upside. Intraday, it's looking really nice. If you look at the 5-minute intraday, it had the most bull volume it's seen in a few days. It closed with a good chunk of bull volume and closed at the high right up against 57 cents, the area I identified as resistance. Now, it did touch 57.49, so once it's at 57.5, you know it's making new highs out of this pattern, and it is actually in a bull ascending triangle breakout. And so that's what you're going to be looking for. Again, this is ticker symbol WFT. I am in this position. I think it's going to break out. We'll see what happens. And feel free to comment below with your thoughts on this trade setup, if I'm wrong, if I'm right. If there's more resistance levels I'm not seeing, what position you took, let me know. Have a good day.